Alright, listen. I know that you're awake. You can stop pretending to be asleep now. I'm in a bit of a hurry, you see. Thank you. Now, here's how this is going to work. I need information. And I know that you have that information that I need. And I'm willing to do pretty much anything to get to that information. So I'm going to give you a choice. I'm going to just ask you straight out what it is that I need. And you have the choice to just tell me and save yourself quite a lot of pain and save both of us quite a lot of time. As I said, I am rather in a hurry. It seems a bit cliche to say we can do this the easy way or the hard way, but that is really what it boils down to. You can cooperate, and I can not harm you anymore. Or, well, we could do it the hard way. There, I said it. I said the cliche thing. Is this bothering you? You see, this isn't your normal smokes that you can get. These are specially curated with a collection of herbs that you probably find particularly unpleasant. Being a witch and all. There's no bother trying to deny it. You are tied up by a witch hunter, after all. You know who I am, right? Good. I would be a bit disappointed if you didn't, honestly. My brother and I have made quite a reputation for ourselves. So, I think that you know that there are all kinds of unpleasant things that I could do to you if I needed to. But, as I said, I'm in quite a bit of a hurry, so I'm just going to ask you, and you have the choice to end this very quickly. Where is my brother? No. That's not what I asked you. I know that you didn't take him. Between you and me, can I be honest? You're not the most powerful witch out there, are you? You were never all that high on our list of priorities to take care of. You see, about 15, 20 years ago, there were all sorts of reports in this part of the forest of some awful creature at night terrorizing the villagers, destroying crops, making people sick, sometimes even stealing children, all very characteristic of a witch living nearby. But then, my brother and I started taking care of witches, and as news of our conquests spread, the attacks around this area seemed to all but disappear. So, it tells me a few things about you. One, it tells me that you understand that you are not the strongest witch out there. But it also tells me that you are actually quite smart. You see, some witches, if they've sold their soul to some sort of evil power, they lose a bit of their humanity. And sometimes they lose their sense of self-preservation that all humans have. You obviously are not that far gone. Although this ring of salt around you and all of the herbs that I've hung around here they still are being quite effective against you, aren't they? But you have made smart choices for yourself in the past, which is why I think you're going to help me. Now, let's be honest, it was very, very simple for me to catch you. So I know that you're not the witch that took Hansel. But you witches, you like to talk, don't you? There's sort of a hierarchy amongst all of you. So I'm guessing that if there was a powerful witch who ambushed and kidnapped an incredibly powerful witch hunter, that they probably let you know, didn't they? One of your more powerful brothers or sisters. So, I don't think that you have him, but I do think that you know who took him. And you're going to tell me. Now, you can tell me sooner, or you can tell me later. But if it's later, it's going to be after quite a lot of pain for you. And seeing as I am trying to find my brother, I would really like to know where to start looking as soon as possible. So the longer it takes, the more irritated I'm going to get. So it's really in your best interest to just tell me. Still tight-lipped. I thought that you might be. Yeah. Unfortunate, really. I have no problem doing things the hard way. It won't actually be all that hard for me. But I did not want to have to take all that time. Quite inconvenient. Well, I think I know what the problem is. See, you being a, let's face it, not very powerful witch, and the witch that took my brother being significantly more powerful than you, I'm guessing that you are afraid of them. You're afraid to tell me because you fear what they would do to you. So really it's just a matter of miscalculation. Because you're more afraid of them than you are of me. Let's fix that, shall we? Do you know what this is? Yes, I'm sure you do. This is an Enchanter's cube. Quite a simple little design, but very complex to make. And it holds all sorts of very ancient arcane magic. And it means that it protects me from any sort of magic that you may try to enchant me with. It won't get through. These are very, very strong protective items. This has saved me probably from quite a few very, very dangerous witches. So just in case you had the thought of muttering something under your breath, I wouldn't. It won't work anyway. And as I said, it might just make me a bit irritated. You don't like the smell of this, do you? It's quite nice. It's a blend of licorice, masala, sage, a few other herbs meant for purifying, protection against dark magic. You know, it's funny. Many of the tools that I use to take down witches, those who practice the dark arts, many of them are actually magic themselves. But magic of a lighter variety. Ones for protection, banishing evil, instead of ones used to manipulate, cause terror, or harm other people. See, sometimes the simpletons, they hear magic and they just assume that it's all bad. Anyone who uses magic for harm is evil, and so then, therefore, anyone who uses magic at all is evil. That's not the case, is it? Of course, there's quite a lot of magic that can help people, and can help protect them from those that would wish them harm. I know the distinction, especially after everything that my brother and I have seen. But I cannot abide people using their power to harm other people. That is a line that simply will not be crossed. And if it is, then I will take care of those people. Let's see, what shall we start with? The holy water? No, perhaps we'll start the pendulum, shall we? A crystal pendulum. No, I don't think we'll start there either. Perhaps we'll start here. Do you know what this is? I mean, it's a rain stick, obviously. But do you know what else it might be? This is a totem of truth, blessed by a very particularly powerful druid who lives up the mountain. And using this encases both of us in an aura of truth where we cannot tell lies. So I will know that whatever you do happen to tell me is perfectly true. It's quite a lovely sound too. Although I've been told that if you are somebody who is prone to lying, then it's not a very pleasant sound at all. Matches the sound of the rain outside, doesn't it? Now, of course, these can also be enchanted to help bring the rain to farmers who perhaps might need it. But this one has been blessed to help us make sure that we're both being truthful. There. I think that should do it for now. Now, what do you say that we get rid of some of this awful negative energy that seems to be clinging to you, dearest? A black candle. You know, black sort of gets a bad rep sometimes. People think that just because it's dark, it's the colour of darkness, that it's evil. But really, you and I know that in magic, black is actually a colour of protection, of banishing evil. I'm sure you don't very much like black candles, actually, do you? I happen to love the colour black. And I also love this. A bit of white sage. Dried and wrapped into a little bundle. Another excellent tool for purifying. Just in case you had any ideas of bringing any sort of negativity to this little meeting of ours. I've also heard that those who use their powers for evil find the smell and the touch of the smoke of sage to be something actually a bit painful. You'll have to tell me if that's true. What do you think? No, you don't seem to be liking that, do you? Not at all. We're just getting started. My brother and I have been hunting witches, far more powerful than the likes of you, for a very long time, you know. We have all kinds of tools at my disposal. We could make this a very long night. Or you could just tell me what I want to know. Just tell me where to find my brother. You see, he went on a mission here not too long ago. We almost always work together, but now and then if there's a particularly urgent call, at the same time as another particularly urgent call, we do sometimes split up. Caught you staring. Do you like this? Yes, that's a souvenir from one of the other times we split up, actually. Where a hag turned out to be far more powerful than we anticipated. That was quite the experience. Barely made it out of that with my life. Lots of occupational hazards when you're a witch hunter. But seeing as we don't have a mother or a father to tell us not to do dangerous things, to beg us to be safe, it's really our destiny to do this, isn't it? Ever since we escaped from that awful witch who tried to cook us when we were children, it seemed appropriate to try to stop other people from harming the innocent. You know, most of that story doesn't actually get told. It was actually quite a long time that we were with that witch. She held us captive. It was a very dark time. In the midst of a very dark childhood. But we made it out. And She didn't, unfortunately. Of course, that took something a bit stronger than this sage. Perhaps we'll keep this burning to the side, shall we? Yeah, I'll put it in here, in this lovely abalone shell. Now, abalone shells, as I'm sure you know, are excellent amplifiers of magic. So that will just help to make sure that smoke from the sage really does its job. I'm just going to lie this right here, right next to you, okay? Isn't that a nice, clarifying smell? You're looking a bit uncomfortable. Is something wrong? You know, you could make this end if you just told me what I needed to know. I know that it wasn't actually you that hurt my brother. I don't need to harm you. As I said, you are not very high on our list of priorities. And as long as you don't start terrorizing villagers anymore, I can make sure you stay that way. You could live a very long life of peace and solitude. This honestly doesn't sound so bad. Living in a cottage in the woods by yourself. No one bothering you. I can see the appeal to that. And I think that that's something that you want. I can make sure that that happens. I can make sure that we stay busy with other things. There are always more witches to be hunted. I can make sure that you don't move up the list. If you help me and tell me who took my brother. Not yet. Alright. I've got plenty more tricks up my sleeve. You're really just harming yourself, you know. Alright, let's see. Maybe it's time for this. My little pendulum made of crystals here. Different colours, each representing a different point of energy in the body. Quite useful in balancing the energy in oneself, but it can also be used for other things as well. You can't help but watch it, can you? Watch the crystal as it turns, even if you're not particularly watching it. It will draw you in. It is the power of a magical crystal pendulum. Watch the pendulum as it swings back and forth. As you do, you start to feel your limbs get very heavy, 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 heavier and heavier, until they pull you down to the floor and you start to sink. You realize that you're not on the floor anymore. You're sinking into something very deep, but you don't feel like you're sinking. You just feel yourself going ever down, 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 as you feel heavier and heavier, and your eyes start to get heavier and heavier, until they close and you fall deeply asleep. And now your limbs are starting to feel light. Lighter and lighter. And you stop falling. You're not raising up at all yet, but you're just suspended inside your consciousness. Can you hear me? Good. Now, I want you to raise your right arm. Just raise it up. Excellent. You can put your arm down. Now, I want you to travel in your mind back to your little cottage in the woods 2 nights ago. It was raining, I believe, much like it is tonight. A storm raging outside your window. What were you doing that evening? You sitting by the fire, cooking your supper, reading a book, perhaps. Perhaps you were preparing some herbs that you've tried, or maybe taking care of those little sprouts that you have by the windowsill, getting them ready to plant once the danger of frost is gone. I see. And then, as you're sitting there, you hear a knock at the door. And you get up and you open the door. And one of the members of your coven is there. A very powerful member. Who is it? The Raven Witch. Really? And what does this Raven Witch want from you on this dark, stormy evening? Does she need your help with something? And what is that exactly that she needs from you? A draught of living death. Really? Did she say why she needed this particular draught from you? For an enemy? Do you ask her to clarify? No. You know your place, don't you? You know your place. As a less powerful witch, you're not supposed to ask questions, are you? Maybe she's even your coven leader. The Raven Queen. And then what do? Do you have a potion ready already? Or do you start to prepare it for her as she waits? You have to make it, okay? And how does she seem as she's waiting there for you? Is she calm and collected? Is she cold and reserved? Or does she seem agitated? And impatient, yes. Yes, I suppose that she would be. Fascinating. So you make her this draught of living death. How long does it take you about? Okay. And then you give it to her. Does she pay you? Does she give you anything in return? Just snatches it away. That's quite rude. You did make it for her in the middle of the night. Ah, She says that you have a favour coming. I suppose that could be quite useful. Well, that's good at least. Too bad you're not there to cash in on that favour. Not right now. Although I hate to tell you, the Raven Queen is one that has been on our list. Quite close to the top. And if it's the Raven Queen that tricked my brother, then I think her days in this mortal plane are numbered. Interesting. Alright. Now, I want you to go back to sleep. Deeply asleep. You can leave your cottage from the other night and return back to the present moment. And when I snap my fingers, you will awaken, and you will have no memory of being hypnotized, no memory of what we've discussed in the past few moments of you being asleep. Ready? Welcome back. You must have nodded off. Perhaps it was the sage burning near you. Well, no matter. I suppose you're not going to tell me what it is that I need, are you? That's quite upsetting. I suppose perhaps you don't actually know who took my brother. I guess I'll have to ask someone else. Oh well, I know when something is a lost cause, don't I? But I also can't very well have you following me, can I? You know, I was going to try to keep you off of our list, but you weren't particularly forthcoming, being helpful, were you? No. I suppose I'll have to think about it, won't I? I'm not going to tell you when we're coming. Where's the fun in that? I want you to wonder. I want you to think about it. To worry about the day that Hansel and Gretel, the witch hunters, are going to come and pay you a visit. But that won't be today. As I said, I do have quite a lot of other matters to take care of first. You still are not my priority. Now I've got to go save my dumb brother from getting himself kidnapped. He's all I have left, you know. You witches, you understand that sort of thing. You have covens, brotherhoods and sisterhoods. You understand what it's like to have someone who means something to you. Well, Hansel, he means everything to me. I'm sure you can understand. At least a little bit. In that compromised heart of yours. But I also can't have you following me or setting out to warn whoever it is that did happen to take my brother. So I suppose we'll have to do something about that, won't we? This dagger. It's quite a simple design to it. Not much when you just look at it. but the blade has been treated with a very, very particular type of poison. It's similar to a witch's potion known as... what's the name of it again? The Draught of Living Death, I believe. Are you familiar with it? You are? Alright. Well, this poison acts in a similar way, where it will put you into a very, very deep sleep. And the only thing that will awaken you is the antidote. Now, I do have the antidote. And once I do get my brother back, I'll come back for you. I promise. But until then, I can't have you scurrying off in the middle of the night to warn who I'm coming for. It's alright. It will just be a little cut. It doesn't have to be much. It's a very, very powerful poison. Just a little. There. That's all. That's all that you need. And that should work quite quickly to help put you to sleep. Now, I will be keeping this ring of salt around you. I wouldn't want you accidentally waking up and getting any sort of ideas. So even if it's longer than I intend before I come back, don't be thinking that there's going to be any escape for you. This ring of salt will remain unbroken. And also don't be thinking that anyone's going to just wander in here looking for you either. This is a very secluded place that I've brought you. No amount of screaming or anything like that would do you any good. Not that you'll be screaming anyway. You'll be fast asleep. And when you wake up, this will be all over. It will be me and my brother standing in front of you. And you see, I can be rather logical when it comes to how my brother and I expend our energy. But Hans can be a bit temperamental. He probably won't take too kindly to being kidnapped, so I really can't speak for how he's going to act when we're back here. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? But that's not your concern anymore. Sleep tight.